Okay, we're going to be graphing inequalities. We've been doing inequalities, but now we're going to do them with lines. We're going to be graphing linear inequalities. 7:12 is where we are. I want you to get your whiteboard out. We're going to review something really quick. Get your whiteboard out. On your marks. Get set. There's going to be a problem put up on the board. And go.
Wait, what are we supposed to do?
What it says on the board right there. Graph.
How do you do
these
that?
on different number lines.
Like a squiggle, not a line.
It's good.
It says graph them on different number lines.
It's a junk line.
The first one I've got a 5. Remember I told you I need to have a 0 with it.
Okay, I got it.
The one that says x is greater than 5, is it an open or closed circle?
Open.
Why is it open?
Because it's not good.
Not equal.
It's not equal. It's just getting really, really close to there, but not equal to 5. All right, it says x is greater. So am I going towards the left or towards the right?
Right.
Left.
Towards the bigger numbers to the right. And I had you go in a little thing like that instead of the textbook indicating the shade, because those scribbles started getting hard for us people who have to grade them. I don't like grading scribbles. So, all right, now, the next one, we have a 7, and it's a -7. Is it an open or closed circle?
Close.
Closed. And it says x is less than -7. So it goes to the right or to the left?
Left.
To the left. Okay. Today we're going to use the concepts that you did right here in this review, and we're going to expand it. I want you to notice we have open and closed circles. That's important for you to remember. And we went, when we did greater than, we went towards the left. And we went less than, we went towards the right. We're going to use those concepts today. But we're going to do these with graphing them with on an not on a number line, but on a Cartesian coordinate plane. All right, let's start. Go ahead and get your note sheets out. Remember, you need to take some good notes so that you can replicate this on your homework. All right, let's do this first one. It says sketch and graph the linear inequality. I want you to notice we don't have an equal here anymore, do we?
No.
We don't. We have a less than. But we're going to graph it at first. Just pretend that it is equal. So where's the y-intercept? 2. So I'm going to put a dot on 2. And then the slope is 7/4. So I'm going to go up 7/4, but I can't go up 7/4. There's not enough room. What do I do then?
Give up.
Give up.
No.
You're
Divide.
outvoted.
Go ahead. What?
He's off the paper.
You could go off the paper, but I'm not going to. What else? No other options? We're off the chart.
Just divide it, right?
You could, I would, instead of going up, I could go negative and negative. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and over 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'll still have a positive slope. Are you with me so far?
I am so good.
Yeah, no, that's right.
Okay,
Yeah.
now,
You
do
just
not draw your
jump
line
negative,
yet.
you're doing
Do
negative.
not draw your line yet.
What?
Okay? This is where you're going to take some notes. Are you ready? Do you remember how we had an open and closed circle?
Yes.
Well, we're going to have not open or closed circle, but we're going to have a dotted line or a solid line.
Oh.
All right?
Okay, so it's pretty close.
Okay, so
Like a-
you know how when you were doing it earlier, and if you had 1 minute, we had x is less than 5.
So
We had
this
an
one's a dotted
open
line.
circle. Are you with me?
Mhm.
And
Oh, yeah.
when we had y is less than, or what does it really matter? We had a closed circle, right? Okay, so I'm going to actually just take out the numbers. If it was open, we are going to do a dotted line. And if it was
Oh, this is
closed, we're
easy.
doing solid. Just like
How
before.
do you...
Okay, I'll show you.
Do
So what
like,
I
whenever you
do,
write a
what I
dotted
do
line,
is I get out my ruler, because you're supposed to do that, and I draw a regular line. That's what I do. And
How did
then
you get 5/4?
Oh, you erased some of it.
Or how'd you get the 5 and 4?
what 5 and 4? I'm not sure I understand where you're
The
going.
second dot on the bottom, the 5.
Oh, because this is what I did. I came down 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and backwards 1, 2, 3, 4. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Then I get my eraser, and
You could do
I
that.
turn it into a dotted.
You could do that the opposite way too, right?
Or that's how I do it on the computer thing. But when you guys get your rulers out, you just draw dotted with your ruler. Now we're not done though. We're not done. There's also some shading going to happen.
Oh, come
Shading?
on.
Shh, this is
Are
so
we
cool.
in like CC art class?
There we go. I love it. All right, so this line that you just drew is like the line of truth. There is truth. The truth is either above that line or below that line. That means that the ordered pairs in here, if I plugged them in here, they would make it a true statement. Or the ordered pairs up here are the ones that make it true. You have two options. You could just start plugging the numbers in and seeing which ones make it true. Or you can take a shortcut. Which one would you like? The shortcut. All right, so this is, if you have this in y equals mx plus b form, this, and if y is over here, this says y, does it say y is less or greater?
Less.
Less. Is less up or is less down? Down. It's so logical, I love it. All right, so since this is in y equals mx plus b form, y is less, so I shade down. We're shading down here. I probably should have extended my lines out a little bit. This is the graph of that inequality. We shaded it because the ordered pairs in here, if I plugged them into the x and y, it would make it true. You have graphed and you have found truth. Let's do number 2. This graph is an x equal graph. And if you remember when you were memorizing, x equal graphs are vertical lines. And these vertical lines will go through 2. So let's make our vertical line. Here's our vertical line through 2. We're going to add ends on it. And since this has the greater than symbol, we are going to have a solid line. And now we're going to shade it. This says that x is greater. X is greater. So that means we're going to go towards the bigger numbers. And the larger numbers are over here to the right. We're going to shade these over here. We want to get y by itself. I'm going to subtract x to the other side. Negative 2y is greater than or equal to negative x minus 2.
And then divide it by 2y.
Be careful.
Divide by 2.
When you divide by -2y.
Now be really careful. Some alarms are going off in your head. Ding, 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 ding. I'm dividing by a negative. What does that mean? We swap the inequality, and I'm going to put it in a different color just to emphasize it. Very good. Y is less than, what does this become?
X over 2? Or no, 1 over 2x?
1 over 2x or 1/2 x, yes. For your slope. X is terrible looking.
Plus 1.
Plus 1. All right, let's graph
So
that.
Start at 1.
Start at 1. I love that. That's right. Start at 1.
Down 1 and left 2.
Or
You could, or you could go, yes, you can do it that way. I'm going to do it both. I can go down and back, or I can go up and over. Yes.
It doesn't matter.
Is this a dotted or solid line?
Solid.
I heard solid.
Solid.
Okay. Why is that a solid?
Because it's the
It's equal to.
It's got the equal to on it, right? Are we shading? Is the truth above the line or below the line?
Above the line.
above.
How do we know?
Because it just looks like it.
Okay, really quick. Does this say y is greater or y is less?
less
Right.
above.
Y is less.
So it's lower?
Yeah, I think.
So is less below or is less above?
Below.
Below the line. We shade below the line. So these ordered pairs down here, if I plugged them into the equation or the inequality, it would make a true statement. And if you had not flipped that inequality when you divided by that negative, you would have got a wrong answer because you would have shaded the wrong direction. Let's do the last one together. I have x plus y
So you just start at 5 and just go straight up and down.
is greater than negative 5. What am I going to do to move? What am I moving?
The x.
Okay, do I have to flip the inequality?
No.
There's a negative there.
You're just subtracting it.
I'm just subtracting it. I'm not dividing it. Y is greater than negative x minus 5.
Then it's a dotted line.
I heard it's a dotted line.
It is.
How do we know it's dotted?
Because it's open.
Because it's like an open circle. That's right. And so where do I start graphing?
5.
At 5.
Negative 5.
Oh, thank you. Negative 5. All right. Now what do I do?
Go up one over one. Up one over one. Up one over.
Well, it's negative. So if I do go up one over, I go down one over one, or I could go up one backwards. So that would work. I heard it's dotted, but for me, I have to draw it solid at first, and then and I have to erase some stuff. You don't have to. Okay, there we go. There's my dotted line. Am I shading above it or below it?
Below.
I heard below. I heard above.
Above. X is greater.
This says
Yeah.
y. This said y. I need the
Yeah, I know why. I mean,
y is greater.
above.
Okay, so above. Be careful. As these get really tilty, that above and below feels weird. So what I do is I come and I put myself on that line and I come above. So I kind of know it. After sometimes they're going to get weird when they're really tilty. The slopes are really. There we go. You have now know how to graph linear inequalities. We are now finished.